Hello, boys. I'm back for more of this takedown of the biggest tool on the internet, Patrick H. Willems. And he is a tool. So, after completely dissolving his arguments about Toy Story with Buzz Lightyear, which is what I ended on last time, we're going to keep going into this. We have 9 more minutes left. Fuck. 9 more minutes of garbage. Okay. Yeah, that's just great.
Disappears. In Alien, if the acid can melt through the floor, why doesn't it melt through the entire ship?
Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? If acid can melt through the floor, why doesn't it melt through the entire ship? There's layers, and I'm pretty sure acid loses its effectiveness over time, like most things. So, yeah. They had fears that it would eat through the hole, but it stopped. And they showed it to us, visually, with the burnt pen. Are you fucking kidding me?
In Gremlins, what does after midnight technically mean? Isn't it always after midnight? How does that rule make any sense?
Okay, I'll give you that one. As someone who hasn't seen Gremlins, I'll give you that one.
In Star Wars, why does the Death Star have a trash compactor where they can just jettison the trash into space?
Are you kidding me? Does it matter? It's a trash compactor. That's not a plot hole. That's not... What? What? What are you saying? It's a fucking trash can. It's a gigantic trash can in a gigantic fucking space station. That's pretty fucking huge, okay? I think they'd want to compress their trash before they go into space. They kind of do that in Empire Strikes Back with the Star Destroyers and that's what Han and Leia used to get out of the Empire's grasp for a couple minutes. So, I mean, like, what are you saying, boy? What are you saying? I'm asking you, please, just what are you saying? Okay? Everybody's got trash. Everybody's got to dump trash somewhere. That's why there's a trash compactor. Get over it.
Look, if you want to watch stuff this way, you can even find plot holes in this video. Why am I wearing sunglasses if I'm inside?
The fuck? Who cares? I see people wear sunglasses all the fucking time. Indoors, outdoors. See people wear jackets when it's hot, like I do. I see people wear shorts when it's cold. What the hell is this? We're not living the plot of life here. Well, we're technically in the plot of our own lives, but that's not a plot hole. It's just people being stupid, or that's just how people dress, and blah, blah, blah. Like, really? Are you, what are you saying? Oh my God.
Indoors in one shot and outdoors in the next, but we never see me go outside. Plot hole. You can find plot holes or logic gaps in any movie. And if you want to, go right ahead.
Okay. There's a point that Mueller makes in his critique. I know, oh my God, you're jerking off Mueller because you like him so much. Well, he's a good YouTuber. He's a good writer. There are movies with plot holes in it. Well, there are movies with no plot holes in it. And I'm pretty sure I came up with this point in another one of my videos. It's mostly due to character interactions with people to where you can have basically no plot holes. And there's probably a couple of sci-fi films that have no flaws with their logic. I'm pretty sure about that. Pretty damn sure. And I hate this fucking plot hole comment about, oh, you can find plot holes in this video about the way I dress. No. I'm going to find contradictions with your statements because, you know, you basically flip-flop me over everything like a goddamn pervert.
Just don't tell me that those are genuine flaws and problems and reasons that a movie is bad.
Okay. Subjectivity is a wonderful thing, but it depends on the context. Depends on what movie, what TV show. There's probably 1,000 plot holes in Gears of War, which I'm pretty sure there is, thanks to the Dishonored Wolf saying that it is one of the funniest games he's ever played, but has one of the worst stories ever. There's probably a bunch of plot holes in Gears of War, but I still fucking love it because it's a good gameplay mechanic, and the characters are well written. Right? Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's got plot holes-ish, but they're very minute. And they don't mess with the character progression, and they don't really mess with the context of the world, because the plot holes in The Last Airbender aren't really evident, as some would say. Okay? Alien has a couple plot holes. Alright, I'll give you that. But they don't mess with the experience. because Alien is about horror. It has logic, and it has good internal logic. And that doesn't mean that it should take the back seat to horror. They fit the logic and the horror almost side by side perfect. They've established a lot of things. Alright, it's a 2-hour movie made in 1979. Trouble production. Yeah, the Holy Grail is one of the Holy Grail of special effects things. Alien is just a wonderful movie. And despite whatever inconsistencies it may have on a small level, it doesn't mess with the bigger picture, because they're very small and very minute. Whereas you get things like The Last Jedi, where it has plot holes abode on almost every issue that contradict things in the past lore, and then fuck with everything so much that it makes you want to blow your brains out because, oh my god, what is going on?
Because they're not. None of these things actually matter.
Liar.
Because they're not what a movie is about. So even though most people are using the term plot hole incorrectly, all of these complaints are rooted in the same thing.
People are using plot holes incorrectly. Okay. They're not using the term plot hole correctly. None of these things matter, even though you say sometimes they matter, and then you backtrack your statement. And Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have a brain aneurysm. I don't understand your talking points, sir. I agree with some of the things you're saying. You make a couple of valid points here and there, but Jesus fucking Christ. Are you kidding me? Are you serious right now? I have no comprehension for what you just said. That makes no goddamn sense at all. Lack of logic. As Mahler put it in his Predator review.
These aren't about logic. They're not equations. They're not...
Okay. What about The Matrix? That movie has a very flowing, consistent logic that lasts the entire 2-hour running time. Imagine if Imagine if The Matrix did not have any logic at all. No consistency, no logic, whatever. All it had was the special effects and the sequel Matrix philosophical subtext. If it didn't have any of the good stuff that made the first Matrix great, other than the special effects, Matrix would have flopped. I guarantee it. It may not flop in the box office, because it would probably be super cool looking to everybody, but critically, it would fail. I guarantee it. Alright, red pill, blue pill. Red pill, blue pill. One of the reasons that the Matrix sequel screwed up was the fact that they kind of messed with the internal logic that was set up in the first movie. While they had things set up in the beginning, they mess up towards the end. And that's where the execution for the Matrix sequels really screwed up. Was the Matrix Reloaded. Because they screwed with the internal logic. They made Neo something that was supposed to be prophesized into basically an inside joke between two computer programs waging for the control of the world. And that honestly kills the first movie for me. Because it's like, well, what the fuck? That kind of makes the entire first movie moot. That's great.
Proofs. They're not puzzles. Movies are not math. Remember that guy in your freshman dorm who would always try to guess the endings of movies so that he could prove that he was smarter than the people who made them?
I do this with people all the time. I did this with The Last Jedi. I did this with The Force Awakens. Did this with several movies throughout my life. I even did it with TV series, CSI, Law and Order. I watched a lot of shit when I was a kid, dude. Okay? And a lot of people around me were like, hey, this is going to end like this. Or I'm like, no, this is going to end like that. Like, we kind of develop our theories. We have discussions on this. I have no doubt that there were a couple of assholes who were trying to say, oh, hey, my theory was right, therefore I'm smarter than all of you because I guessed right. Yeah, there are a couple people like that. But to say that you can't have a real genuine discussion, because that's what I feel like he's insinuating that. You can't have a real genuine discussion about what an ending or the plot to a movie should be. Now, honestly, if to me, a film doesn't go exactly beat for beat like you want it to, but it confirms a few things that you had suspicions of that you were talking about online, then that means that A, the writers and directors of that prospective film or TV show are listening to you, and B, that there is something that you can predict. And having something that you can predict, a lot of times can really lead to you being very stimuli. Because, for one, you predicted it, that's pretty fucking awesome. And then two, like I said, you're being heard. And, having it come out like that would be pretty nice.
Well, now everyone is turning into that guy.
No.
On the site movieplotholes.com, there are 7 plot holes listed for Die Hard. The first one says that the villain's plan is to stage a hostage situation so that the police will shut down power to the building, allowing them to access the vault. But since they would have already had detailed plans for the building, they could have just shut down power themselves.
Okay, that's stupid. Okay. There may be a couple plot holes in Die Hard, but they are very, very hard to spot. And that's kind of disregarding the entire plan of the terrorists, but they were trying to set up the police coming there so that way they could call the FBI, so the FBI can cut the power. And then when the FBI guys try to get the hostages on the roof, they could blow the roof, they could fake their deaths, then they could leave with all the money and go chill out in Tahiti or something. That was basically the entire plan for the terrorists, was go in, fuck shit up inside, start drilling through the big ass vault door, get the cops on them, get the cops on them after a certain amount of time, wait for the cops to call the FBI, FBI cuts the power, and all that shit, voila, they go to Tahiti. So, yeah, that's pretty stupid. I'll give you that one.
The whole thing more simple. Now, I know it seems impossible to watch movies wrong, but you're watching movies wrong.
Okay, seriously, what the fuck? I cannot tell you of even 10 people who think that is an actual genuine problem with Die Hard. Some people may be overanalyzing some of this stuff, but I swear to God, if that is an overgeneralization, which I'm pretty sure it is, then you're being an asshole, dude. Don't tell me I'm watching movies wrong when I can point out something that's wrong and inconsistent that fucks with the entire movie. Don't tell me that I'm watching movie wrongs when you know I'm right. Or if you know that other people are criticizing you, all right. Don't fucking give me that shit, dude. Don't give me that shit. Just don't.
Die Hard is a movie about an ordinary man thrown into an impossible situation.
He's a cop. Yep, he's a cop. He's your average Joe, but he's a cop. And he survives through different ways. But he's not an ordinary dude. He's a cop.
He needs to rise to the occasion and persevere so that he can reunite with his estranged wife. That's the point of the movie. That's what it's about.
That's the point of John McClane's character, but that's not the entire movie. You're forgetting about the whole terrorist subplot. There's a reason why people love Hans Gruber. It's because Hans Gruber was a cold, calculating son of a bitch. Okay? You're forgetting that entire aspect of the film. Which is why so many people just love it. Like me. It's a good action movie. It's a really good directed movie by John McTiernan. May his career actually come back one day, because he can really use his expertise. But anyway, that's not the whole point of Die Hard. Okay?
Most of the other plot holes for Die Hard listed on the site are variations on, why didn't John McClane do this? Well, because the whole point of John McClane is that he's a normal guy who...
He's not a normal guy. Okay? He's a person who makes mistakes, sure, but he's not a normal guy. Like I said, he's a cop. And he's this very special kind of asshole if you watch Die Hard 3. Very special kind of asshole.
Makes human mistakes. If he did the perfect, most logical thing every single time, he wouldn't be the same character.
Okay. Oh my God. Why are you having to say this? Oh, you're just saying these people are watching movies wrong. Look, John McClane's not going to do everything perfect. We know this. Stop pointing it to the rest of us and saying, oh, hey, you guys think like that? You're fucking wrong. If you think about this for one movie, you should... It makes all your other arguments are your arguments defunct because you can't hold the same standard for other movies. Well, it's like, yeah, it's a movie on movie basis, man. Movie on movie basis. Okay? The whole character of John McClane was something that was something believable. Which is why his character worked. He was believable. He wasn't exactly a normal guy because he was a cop. But he had his human faults. He was relatable. He was the working Joe.
He'd basically be a Vulcan, and the movie would end way earlier.
Okay, he keeps using Star Trek and Vulcans in this. Like, oh my god, if John McClane can't do anything. If John McClane does everything logically, then he's a freaking Vulcan or whatever. It's like, if John McClane did everything perfectly and with logical consistency, that wouldn't make him a Vulcan. Like, you're forgetting how many cuss words John McClane fucking uses. Just because he would plan everything perfectly, if he did that, which he didn't, that doesn't mean his character, as far as his personality, would change. It's ridiculous. John McClane is an asshole. Okay? That whole scene where John reunites with Bonnie and he grinds her about not using his last name, even though they're married. They're like, oh no, it's a Japanese company, blah, blah, blah. They don't think a married woman should do. And John's like, well, what the hell, man? And then he freaking grinds on himself, okay? He's a guy who makes mistakes, and he knows his mistakes, but he can't help it because he's an asshole. He's an asshole, man. Come on.
Be terrible. Take Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
The Goblet of Fire. Oh, wait a minute. No, I thought he was talking about the fucking, I thought he was talking about the most boring film I've ever fucking seen. Order of the Phoenix. No. That one was actually pretty good. But Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, that was one of the most boring movies of all time.
The climax of the story, Harry reaches the Tri-Wizard Cup, which turns out to have been turned into a port key that transports him to Voldemort. So the villain's whole plan hinged on Harry being the one to get to the cup first and win the tournament. But really, any random object could have been turned into a port key, and they could have sent him to Voldemort way earlier without all that hassle.
Okay, I'm going to respond to that one in detail because I've watched all the movies and I read most of the books except for the Half-Blood Prince because I couldn't get through that fucking book. Okay, the entire point of putting Harry in that position to get the port key was because it was a lot of planning involved. They couldn't just kidnap Harry, take him to a port key, and then send him to Voldemort. There was a lot of other different factors. Because, I mean, you can't capture the most famous boy in the entire fucking wizarding world and just take him to Voldemort like that. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. Okay, and you had the guy who was impersonating Mad-Eye Moody the whole time. It was a very elaborate plan. I will admit, it was elaborate, and it put Harry in a lot of life or death situations. But there was a point to it all. It was a clever build-up to the reveal of Snakeface Voldemort. Alright, Harry was going through a lot of shit. There was a lot of subtle references to Voldemort coming back in this movie. Alright, because we had already gone one entire movie without any mention of him. Well, a mention of him, but we didn't see Harry fight Voldemort. We didn't see Voldemort become a very big concern. All we knew was that Sirius Black was, he was a bad guy who let Voldemort go kill his best friend and wife. Well, his best friend and his wife. So it's like, there's all that stuff. Then you find out a lot more things later. It says, I'm not going to say that The Goblet of Fire was a perfect movie or even a perfect book, because they weren't. There's a couple of inconsistencies in the movie. But there's an entire reason for why the movie's events took place. And it was to build up the reveal of Voldemort. And it was to put Harry in a lot of precarious situations. And it helped him develop as a character. Because at that point, Daniel Radcliffe was, he was getting up there in years. He was becoming a teenager. And kind of needed that in the film. Otherwise, Harry would actually be a Vulcan. Maybe. Depends, really. I haven't watched the movies in a while, so I'm kind of not up to date with everything on there, but I remember at least most of the plot.
But that doesn't matter. We're so invested in Harry trying to figure out a way to win, and then so surprised by the reveal of the port
Okay. There's a lot of logic in this plan. I already freaking said it. Voldemort was toying with Harry the whole time. That was kind of the point of why, after the Quidditch match at the beginning of the movie, a bunch of people get fucking slaughtered. Voldemort was toying with Harry the whole time with the Death Eaters. Well, not the Death Eaters. What is it, Death Eaters? Point was, Voldemort was fucking with Harry the whole film. And we kind of needed that visual representation of, oh, hey, we needed that realization that, oh my god, this was all Voldemort's plan the whole fucking time. Alright, and like I said, there's a lot of subtle clues and references. Like Barty Crouch's son being revealed as, you know, a follower of Voldemort. And then Barty Crouch dying, and you're like, oh shit, what the fuck happened? Alright, there's a lot of subtle clues there. There are a lot of subtle clues. And besides, honestly, who would have thought Harry was going to lose anyways? The main fucking character.
This, like so many plot holes, are things that would just destroy any conflict or drama and end the story immediately. Like, sure, to an objective, omniscient viewer, it would make logical sense for Admiral Holdo to tell Poe Dameron her plan. And then there would be no conflict and no drama.
Are you fucking... What? What? There'd be no conflict and no drama with Holdo telling Poe the plan. And then trying to figure out, hey, maybe there's a mole on board the fucking ship, you dumbass.
Poe would never send Finn on a mission, and Finn would never grow, and Poe would never grow, and there would be no story.
Are you implying that Finn and Poe grew as characters? Are you implying they grew? Oh, you sly dog. You are implying that they grew as characters. You lying little prick. Oh my god, where to start with this one? Okay. So basically Finn learns to become the freaking worshipper at the feet of PETA. Kills Captain Phasma because, oh hey, I can somehow do all the choreographed tricks now. Can somehow fly a fucking spaceship and fly a freaking whatever the hell those ships were on Crate. Oh yeah, I totally grew as a character. All I saw was people being retards on this one planet that makes the illogical sense in the context of the universe. And this fucking weird lady went with me and she's like, oh no, we gotta save the animals. And I was like, oh shit. And then Poe, okay. Poe was making all the right decisions all movie. The one character that I could honestly get behind in the movie theater when I watched the movie, and otherwise when I got the movie in Blu-ray and watched it myself again. The one guy I can consistently say was making every decision based on everything he had. And yet, the film had the audacity to kick his ass into the ground, stomp his balls off, break his neck, decapitate him, and then throw that head into the bottom of the ocean, and then make him run away. Like, they turned Poe Dameron from, who's a very, very assertive character? Let's say they took Cortana and made her Shinji Ikari. Yeah, because Poe's kind of like a female Cortana in that sense. I mean, yeah, Cortana's not a physical person, but still. They took a quippy, awesome pilot and turned him into Shinji Ikari. He's like, oh, yeah, no, I might as well run away. Whee! And it's like, okay, you get dragged through the mud, you do the right decision at the beginning of the movie, middle of the movie comes in, you get told nothing because apparently you got demoted and Laura Dern's character was a bitch. And oh my god, I have to commit a mutiny because these fucking idiot's gonna kill us all. And then you get stun-gunned by Leia after during the failed mutiny. Wake up on the ship like, oh my god, we're gonna die. And then get told, oh hey, everything you did, that was for nothing. Then go on the planet and you're like, okay, I have to run away. They basically told him, hey, don't follow orders. Well, no, follow orders blindly, like a submissive slave. How dare you imply either of them grew, you fucking idiot.
Also, Holdo explains why she doesn't tell him the plan. She doesn't trust him. He just up and...
Are you You're completely forgetting the line where she says, "Oh, I like Poe." After he gets stun-gunned by Leia and carted onto the fucking escape craft. The completely illogical escape craft with no hyperspeed. Are you joking me? Are you jerking me around? You're really pissing me off right now, dude. You have no idea what happened to The Last Jedi. You don't. And that's honestly going to make me really consider continuing my Major League thing and then going straight to you, Patrick. I don't care if it's been done to death. You're being a retard.
Devoted, she has no reason to. Again, if you think this is a plot hole or you're annoyed because of the logic here, you're kind of watching movies wrong.
I am not watching a movie wrong. When someone does completely illogical decisions every 5 fucking seconds, impedes a POV character for most of the movie, and then has everything recontextualized, as Mueller says, into something completely different that makes no sense, yeah, I can get a little angry at the writers on that one. I can get a little angry. I'm like, okay, why the hell did you even have everybody in the situation in the first place? You could have done so many things. Here's how I would have done the entire Poe subplot. I would have made it to where somebody was tracking the ship. There was a mole on the inside, but they have different theories on what it is. Maybe they're looking at Leia's thing on her wrist and thinking, "Oh my God, somebody got to Rey and they're using this to track us." Or there's a mole on the ship and they're trying to figure out who it is, and they're on a time limit because no matter what they do, like they escape into hyperspace several times, but they just keep coming. They're like, "Oh my God, if we're not careful, they're gonna fucking kill us," and they're continuously spending the movie jumping in and out of hyperspace, trying to outrun the First Order, trying to confuse them a little bit. Then it gets to a point where they send their other fighters away to where it's just the Raddus that's left in the film. Like, they evacuate everyone and it's just everybody on the Raddus. Well, not really everybody on the Raddus, but at least they tell all the support craft to go away. And it's just the entire crew of the Raddus, all the stuff on there. And Kylo Ren decides to try fucking shit up there. And then in a last-ditch effort, they find the mole. Poe beats the shit out of him. Fights with Kylo Ren and his X-Wing. Ends up messing up Kylo quite a bit before Kylo has to retreat. And then Poe and everybody escapes. That would have been really good. And then a good way to use Finn was use him to weed out the mole. Have like Captain Phasma come back or something like that in that scene. Like, do something. They could have done something else other than that. And it was the most shallow, uninteresting, most retarded thing I have seen in a military film.
There's an episode of the show Community that imagines what a horror movie would look like if all the characters only made totally logical decisions.
Should we go check it out?
No. We should call 911 on my fully charged cell phone, lock the doors, and then stand back to back in the middle of the room holding knives. And the conclusion is that it would be really boring.
Oh my God, have you not seen Alien? Have you not seen John Carpenter's The Thing? Have you not seen any horror movie where people do logical things and still get murdered? Are you serious? Okay? The whole people being stupid thing that leads to their own deaths is something that's used a lot in horror movies, but that's in generic horror movies. When you get to horror movies that are really smart, like John Carpenter's The Thing, people are smart throughout that entire movie. Okay, they're making decisions based on their gut instinct, which is one of the things that lends the atmosphere a lot of credit through what the screenwriter and the director were able to make in the film. Because everybody's on edge. They don't know who's a thing. They don't even know what the hell the thing is. They know how it operates, so it knows that somebody is a thing. And they're spending the entire back half of the movie trying to figure out who the hell is the thing. And then you get to the blood testing scene. Okay? And the chest chomp scene, no one could have suspected. Alright, I didn't suspect when I first watched it, even though I did watch Decker Shadow's review beforehand. But I didn't particularly realize, hey, Vance could actually be a thing. And Dr. Copper did not know that Vance was a thing. Okay, because by all means, Vance had a heart attack. Dr. Copper was trying to revive him with the defibrillator, because they did establish Norris had a chest problem. So when you see him using, the defibrillator on him, unsuspecting, tries it once, no good, tries it again, gets his arm sucked into the thing's stomach, and then the thing rips his arms off. All right, it was a smart decision, trying to save a man's life, and it cost him because he did not know that it was a thing, and he had no way of knowing. They had no way of knowing at that point. So him dying like that, him dying that way, was not something stupid. Because they had no way of knowing. They did not develop the blood test thing yet. That wasn't something that happened until the next scene. Which was preceded by the Vance thing's head coming off and crawling around on some legs before Kurt Russell sees it and then blows it away with his flamethrower, and then that gives him the idea to do the blood test. Okay? Alright, an Alien. Everybody makes logical decisions the whole movie. Almost everybody. Veronica Cartwright's character did not make a very particularly smart decision at the end of the movie. But regardless, she was, she acted like a normal person would, seeing an alien that was ready to freaking bite her freaking head off. So it wasn't necessarily out of stupidity, it was out of the fact that holy shit, I was so fucking scared by that thing, and then she gets her and Parker killed. Because Parker tries to do the heroics. Parker gets fucked up. Veronica Cartwright can't move. She gets fucked up. And for those of you who say, oh, Ellen Ripley taking the cat along with her was a completely stupid move, go fuck yourself. Save the kittens.
No way telling you to turn your brain off or to not think critically about movies.
I believe you said previously, sir, that these things do not matter in regard to plot holes. Oh my god, I switched from a British accent to a Latin accent in like 2 seconds. That was weird. But okay, Mr. Willems. You're an asshole and a retard who has no idea what continuity is, so yeah.
Not at all. I'm saying you should worry about the things that actually matter.
Like the plot. Like the plot holes. So that way they don't fuck with the plot. Come on. How much you want to bet you didn't like The Predator? I'm going to bet you $10 you did not like The Predator. Why didn't you like The Predator? Because it contradicts all the other pre-established lore about The Predator. So, okay. We're in agreement then. And say the same thing about all the other damn movies that do it. Come on.
So, take Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. I think it's a bad movie, and it has big old dumb logic issues. Like, why can Superman locate Lois Lane from her heartbeat, but can't find his mother the same way?
Pretty sure they had lead around her the whole time. Superman's weakness. Right, that's some type of metal that made him not able to use it, which is why he couldn't see the bomb in the Senate building. Are you serious? This is like a pre-established thing about Superman. I knew it, and all I did was watch the freaking cartoons of Superman. To this day, I've not read a single Superman comic book. The only stuff I know about him is from the cartoons, man. Which is why the X-Men cartoons are still standing the test of time today, because they're that fucking awesome. So that's fucking retarded. Oh, you can sense their heartbeat, but not his mother's. Metal! They established this. Safe to say they used it.
Why doesn't Wonder Woman, who isn't affected by kryptonite, be the one to use the spear against Doomsday?
Okay, as someone who likes Batman v Superman a little bit more than dislikes it, that entire scene was for Superman to, self-sacrifice. That was kind of his deal. I think that was what Superman wanted to do. Not saying it was the right thing to do, but that's what they did. That's what Superman wanted to do. That's how they read it. That's how they wrote it. I'll kind of give it to you, but I kind of won't.
But those aren't the real problems with the movie. The actual problems are that many of the central characters are totally static and poorly motivated, and they don't learn anything or grow through the story.
Are you serious? Batman goes from wanting to beat the shit out of Superman, does it, then doesn't, and actually, kind of feels sorry that he went after him and, wants to protect the memory of Superman as someone who tried to keep the world safe. Alright? Come on.
And the one major moment of growth is caused by a ridiculous plot contrivance.
Okay, we can all agree that the Martha thing was completely retarded. We can all agree with that. Alright, we agree? Okay, don't make bullshit justifications out of one thing. Okay? We all hate the Martha moment. We all do. It's a meme. It's a meme at this point. Alright? Just don't come at me with some bullshit.
So, as much as I enjoy making fun of some dumb logic gaps in that movie, they still don't really matter.
Yes, they do.
The plot holes. Remember the plot holes?
Angry Joe.
The supremacy Snoke's ship isn't powerful enough to penetrate the shields.
In episode 2F09, when he plays Scratchy's skeleton like a xylophone, he strikes the same rib twice in succession, yet he produces two clearly different tones.
But it hasn't always been this way. How did we get here?
Why is it that in the 80s or 90s or early 2000s, no one really cared about plot holes?
You obviously haven't heard of Roger Ebert there, dude. You haven't. He once wrote a plot hole about a movie where he said that there's a plot hole in the movie so big that you can drive a truck through it, and that it literally happened in the movie. Actually, I'll go ahead and look that up right now. I'll look up some comments of Roger Ebert saying stuff about plot holes. Right now. Let me fucking find it real quick. Roger Ebert plot holes. Let me find some quotes here. Ah, son of a bitch. There's nothing on Google Images. Son of a fuck. Yeah, he said that the plot holes in Iron Legend are distracting. Here's one for Along Came a Spider. I know he was very harsh on this movie. If I can just find it, what the shit is going on? Okay, I found it. Found the quote. A few plot holes I can forgive, but when a plot is riddled with them, crippled by them, made implausible by them, I get distracted. And guess how many people were complaining about plot holes in the 1990s? Star Wars fans, you tool. Because a lot of the stuff that happened in The Phantom Menace went around the established lore of Star Wars, which is why George Lucas is famously touted as the guy who ruined his entire franchise in a movie. Okay? Don't come at me with that shit. Alright, I'm going to stop it here. 38 minutes is just a bit too long for me. I'm going to record the footage so that way I can use that as the backdrop for the video, so that way you're not looking at a blank screen the whole time. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Don't die. The timestamp is 9:06, so I only have one more part if I don't fuck up 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So, don't die.